My dad was abusive in all of the ways. Every form of abuse, it was there. I really thought I didn't have any purpose in this life. Many times I was like, what, God, why am I alive? Like, nobody cares about me. Like, I just remember feeling so alone, because even though my siblings were taken away, they were all placed together and I was always placed by myself. And I didn't know how to like go make friends. I didn't know how to speak to people. So I was very shy and very to myself, and people thought I was mean because of that. They thought I was rude or had attitude. So, but really I was scared, scared to be rejected and scared to be made fun of and stuff, because I was, when you're bounced around from house to house to house and school to school to school, and you're not knowing any of your schoolwork because you don't remember learning it over there, or they just finished learning it at that other school. So you didn't really learn the material, so you just feel stupid and you just feel lost. I had a caseworker who was the only caseworker that I've had during the entire time that was like, hey, you need to do right. And she was just like, even if you can't figure it out, I'll help you figure it out. She would just encourage me, and that's very rare. I prayed, I was like, God, help me get straight A's. help me make friends, and I did. And I would see myself like excelling in school, and I told myself I'm not gonna get in fights no more. And I would make myself these little goals, right? Because that's what I remember from in therapy. They would tell you, all right, we're gonna make a goal. And I loved my therapist because I was little, and she's like, we're gonna make a goal. If you do this and you don't do this next time, I'll get you an ice cream. And then so all week, oh, I didn't do that. And so she would take me in her Mustang convertible and we'd go to Sonic and she'd give me an ice cream. And so I had remembered that, and I took it with me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make myself a goal, and then I'm gonna reward myself. And so it just took little people having faith in me, little glimpses of hope, like the caseworker, the therapist, my aunt, uncle taking me in, because they had 4 kids. My mom was in school. Well, she's my tia, but she was in school full time, and not just that, she already had another child that was not there, so 5 kids. And then they took in me and my brother. So that's 7 kids, and they didn't have to do that. And they took us in, and they were very loving, and they were like I don't know, I just felt like I could finally be a kid, I didn't always stay on the right path. I messed up myself, and I would just pray back to God, and I feel like he would open more doors for me. And that's why I have the life that I have now. I ended up getting pregnant at 16, and I ended up, I had my apartment. I went and enrolled myself in an alternative school, because in my mind, I was like, I need to work to pay for my apartment, and I can't do that if I'm in school all day. So I went to an alternative school, and I graduated 3 months into my junior year, and then I found out I was pregnant. I called up my old caseworker, even though she wasn't my caseworker anymore, and I said, hey, how do I get this tuition waiver? I need to go to school. I'm having a baby. I don't want her to live the life that I did. I don't want her to go to foster care. Whatever is in my power, I'm not gonna let her experience what I experienced. My daughter's dad was not very involved, so it was a huge battle with him. And looking back, I'm like, how did I get through that? There's no way I could have done that without God. There's absolutely no way. And eventually I graduate with my associates in business management. And so I tell myself, okay, I'm gonna get a job and I'm gonna work. And I'm not gonna go to school right now, but I'm just gonna work and save up so that way I have my own place, nobody can kick me out. My daughter has her own place. So I'm working, I get hired at Home Depot as a cashier supervisor, right? Because I had my business management degree. I got hired without even ever working there. And I made a lot of people mad, but so I was working, and I had just graduated, and then I meet my now husband, and he's asking me questions, and he's very investigative, and I'm just telling him, yeah. said, how old are you? I was like, oh, I'm 19. He's like, and you just graduated? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, and you have a daughter? I'm like, yeah. And, you know, and he's just very impressed. And so fast forward, we end up dating, getting married, and you know, really feel like God blessed me a lot through my husband, because my husband became my support. You know, it was like, hey, go back to school. Like, if you have it, do it. Like, go back to school. I'll take care of you. Like, don't worry. I have your back. And my thing was like, I'm never relying on a man ever again. Like, I'm not doing it. So I went back to school, and I went back to the workforce, and they were like, you should go back to school. If you have the free college, do it. Like, don't lose it, because you can lose it. They're like, you have to do it. So I did, and I was like, okay, well, what do I do? Because I'm like, I went in for business management, but I really don't know what to do with it. So what do I do? And I was just praying, and God was like, you need to become a caseworker. You need to help inspire the kids in foster care like how you were inspired. They need somebody to believe in them, to understand like where they're at, you know, because I feel like a lot of people can't relate to the kids because they haven't walked in their shoes, you know, so they don't know how the kids are feeling from their point of view, you know, so they only know like, okay, this kid is quote unquote hard to deal with, so they're gonna treat them the only way they know how to, you know, like firm, tough, but sometimes the kid just needs like grace. So I want to go after those kids, and I want to instill in them, hey, you're not these words, you're not worthless, you're not gonna end up like so-and-so in your family, you can do this, you can do that, you are smart, look, these are your strengths, you can do this, you know. And so I decided to pursue my bachelor's in social work, and I just got that. So now I'm going on for my master's. That way I can really, really help counsel youth, or even those who were post foster care, because it's really hard to navigate after you get out of foster care.